Hey guys, what's up? It's Luke from 13 Motorsports, and we're here with this beautiful E92 M3, and we're gonna shred some laps.
この番組は
ハイスピードマシン13モータースポーツ
ご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
At Toronto Motorsport Park, where it's always windy here. So I've got my appropriate driving shoes on, and I've got all my equipment, and we've got this beautiful E92 M3 that we recently did a whole slew of work on. And the customers asked that I specifically drive it on the track and make sure that it's good to go, because a lot of times you can have issues on track cars that don't show up even under aggressive driving on the street. So my job here today is driver and your host for Boot to Bonnet. So to start it all off, this E92 M3 is an amazing example here of a car that has just aged so well, even getting up towards the performance of modern day BMWs, the turbo models with the straight six. This V8 just really has some amazing audio and soundtrack that makes this car just incredible to drive. It's a very high revving V8. I think does about 8.5 grand. It's really a remarkable sound. For tires, we've got a square 265 setup, Nankang CRSs, and we've also replaced the rear brakes and coupled that with the G-Lock R10 brake pad, so we get a little bit more bite in the front, but still keep the rears working at high temp. Some flow-formed wheels, and we just fitted the gyro brake discs, as well as some G-Lock R12 track pads, which is the pad compound that I like the most. The gyro disc is a floating rotor. It's also slotted and has cooling ducts as well. The car's aesthetic, quite subtle, has the stock exhaust with some kind of resonator delete because it does sound quite a bit more aggressive. And the body's been wrapped in this really nice wrap that kind of transitions from pink to green to purple at different angles. And when you look at it dead on, it looks white. So some of the cool and notable features of the M3 are, of course, these beautiful vents on the side that are functional. Thank you, BMW. The fenders on the M3 are considerably wider, especially in the front, and contribute to that overall very aggressive look. The hood does have some functional vents here, help reduce the pressure buildup under the hood. Let's take a look under the hood. Now this is by far the best part. So this engine is a V8 4.4 liter 8500 RPM monster, and it has the most amazing induction noise courtesy of 8 individual throttle bodies. It also has some very unique features like magnesium parts that make it a lot lighter. It has extra cooling, oil cooler, additional oil cooler up in there. And this engine is what makes this car amazing. Typically the E-Series have a straight six, twin turbo, or NA, but BMW said to hell with that, and they put this high revving V8 that just has the most beautiful sound you've ever heard in your life. Inside here we have factory wheel pedal assembly and the carbon fiber features inside. It does have chassis mounted short shifter there because it makes the shifting effort a lot less than normal with the extra leverage. It does have an auto blip unit too. It's a really good idea if you're not the most amazing at heel and toe. The Sparco, the Pro 2000 with the OMP racing harness, a harness bar in the back. I'm gonna go rip some laps. You can watch me do that. Aim solo here, harness. Oh, well, we'll go warm it up and then come back and pay after.
Do some adjustment and see what's going on.
Alright, so I'm gonna do a couple more laps on the M3. try this again. I also have the traction control turned off now, so that should help quite a bit, getting the car to do what I expect it to do. I could give some feedback after doing like 4 hot laps there. The car is definitely capable. It's not as tight as my GR86, so I need to plan my my corner entry very, very carefully. But the grip on acceleration is crazy. I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would get a little bit looser in the rear end, but it's so tiny back there that, you know, I can drive this thing pretty aggressively with the throttle. I think even more so than the GR86. You can feel the weight, 100%. The response of the brakes, the response to steering inputs. You can definitely feel the weight of the vehicle, which I definitely was aware of, that it's a little bit on the chunky side. You know, our GR86 is 2950 with me in it, soaking wet with a full belly. And this thing is north of 3,500 pounds, if I remember correctly. I will definitely fact check this and put it in the comments, because I honestly didn't do any research beforehand. But yeah, this thing feels great, and the audio, fuck, like if you just buy this car as an instrument would be amazing, because you get this thing over 7,000 RPM and it sounds like a chainsaw. It just sounds amazing. And the nice thing too, I'm not sure what's done with the exhaust, but all the noise comes from the back. It's not really in the passenger area with you. It's not really in the front, nothing like that. So it's pretty amazing actually. So I'm hoping I could do maybe a couple more laps, break the 20 mark in this car, and also save some tire for the owner, because he did give me this car with a new set of tires, and I'm really not trying to replace any for him unless I have to. So main thing is shake it down. So far so good. Keep watching.
As you've seen, we did 4 hot laps, so can we beat the 20 mark?
I just want you to hear the audio that I'm hearing from this car, like it reverberating off the wall here at TMB, but this car just control some guys. Turn off the traction control. Track day and testing with the E92 M3 is complete. Thoughts on the car? Definitely quite a bit different from the GR86. You can definitely feel the weight of the car, and it's got KW suspension, which in my experience is typically a more street, kind of soft setup. And on this very bumpy and harsh track like Toronto Motorsport Park, you need a pretty strongly sprung car. So I mean, it's workable, it's manageable. The brake pedal modulation leaves a little bit to be desired, but other than that, overall a good day. The car performed really well, and all the issues that we were working to resolve have been resolved. And now it's time to just deliver it to the owner and make sure there's a smile on his face. So thanks so much for watching this edition of Boot to Bonnet Track Edition. And hopefully you stay tuned. There's lots of other great videos to watch. And thank you so much for our sponsors. I was able to do my best lap in the E92. I think we did probably about 15 laps, was in 119.4 according to Solo. And then I'm going to review the data and just take a look at things and see if there's anything interesting going on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to connect the DL to the OBD port on this car. I didn't bring the cable, but we'll do that next time.